When we appeared on the Food Network channel, we shared our recipes with millions of people. And now, Karma babies, we are happy to share our meals with you. So come on, join me at my table and let's enjoy this wonderful meal together. Okay, my Karma babies, I have my noodles here. Can you see my noodles? Aren't they beautiful? And we're going to get ready to start making our meal. I'm going to talk to you, and as I'm making the meal, I'll explain to you how we got the noodles to look like this. Yes, I will show you, I will tell you actually how I got them to look like that. Aren't they gorgeous? We're having so much fun with this series. Yes, okay. Yes. Okay, guys. So, let me turn up, let me turn the stove on. And let's see, we're going to start it out at like 350, about 350. It won't take long for this to warm up either. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to have rainbow neon corn, cheesy corn ramen noodles. Long name. I know, my babies, is a long name, but let me show you what I have here. Okay, so I have some corn, whole kernel corn. Oh, let's see if you can see this. And it has peppers and all in there. Can you see that? It's got peppers in the corn. So we are going to, looking for my napkins. Okay, let me go get my napkins. Okay, I am going to start with a little mayonnaise. You know, I like to grill with mayonnaise. I like to grill with mayonnaise as opposed to butter. Because butter has such a high, well, it has a low tolerance for, you know, cooking and all of that, and that the mayonnaise, it has a little bit better tolerance. And you know that corn, remember we did the corn, already, deal with, and it works really well with, the corn works really well with mayonnaise. So, let's cook our corn. I'm just going to put some on here. I might have to turn it down a little bit. I'm starting it at like 350, and I'm just going to cook my corn. I hope you can see this. Look how beautiful that is, the colors in the corn. Yeah, hope you can see that. And yeah, beautiful colors. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but I want my corn to cook, of course. So, smells wonderful. Now, I'm not using any of the packaging for the ramen noodles because I don't want all the sodium. So I'm not using any of the packaging for that at all. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cheese on. I think I will put a little more mayonnaise. Just a little more. And then I'm going to put my, turn it down, go down. I don't want my cheese, you know, the cheese to be too hot, but this corn, oh my goodness. This corn is going to be delicious. I can tell right away. I can tell right away. So we're going to put our, let's get some cheese. I'm using mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, and the corn that I use is, I'm using this Fiesta corn. It's got the peppers in there. That's the corn that I'm using. So let's put our cheese on here. We want to get our cheese nice and melted. I turned it down a little bit because, oops, oh well. Might as well just put the whole thing in there, huh? Yes, we're going to put the whole thing in there. Let's just get our cheese all nice and melted. I'm going to add a little more mayonnaise in there because I want it to be really nice and creamy. So let's add a little more mayonnaise in here. And here with our cheese. And we're melting that cheese. Yeah, we're just going to let it melt, spread it out, and let it melt. And we got our corn over here. Let me turn it up just a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, that's going to be good, 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 good. Can you see that, guys? Can you see that? Now, I have my noodles here, and what I'm going to do with my noodles is I'm going to mix the colors. Oops, I just broke my thongs. I had some plastic thongs and they just cracked in half. But it's a good thing I have these other ones. Okay, let's turn this down a little bit again. Okay, so I'm going to mix my colors. I've got like a pink and a beautiful blue and a purple, and I have this gorgeous, gorgeous green. Oops, I'm throwing food everywhere, guys. So let's mix this up. I had my plastic thongs, so, you know, kind of messed that up, guys. Sorry about that. I didn't want to make all this noise for you, but, yes, okay. So I'm going to put that here for now, just to warm it up a little bit. We're going to warm it up a little bit. Oh, look at our cheese. Oh my goodness. Our noodles, our corn is here. So I'm just going to warm this up a little bit, and it's going to warm up when I put the noodles in the cheese, of course. And guys, you're not going to believe it, but I did bring, oh, that cheese, that's going to be so good. The corn, and then, oh, look how beautiful this is. Yes. Just heat it up a little bit. I don't want my cheese to burn. Oh, it's going to overflow in a minute. Oh, I want to taste some of this cheese. Look at this. Gorgeous, huh? Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, that's good. I didn't add any salt or anything because I have some, let's turn it back down. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at this. Look at the cheese. That's lovely. So, I'm going to add a little corn in here. I'm going to add some of my beautiful, beautiful ramen noodles. And believe it or not, guys, I have some chopsticks, but if you ever saw my sushi video, you'll know I'm not that good with chopsticks, but I did bring a fork in case it turns into a catastrophe too, because oops, don't spill over, don't spill over. Great. I did bring a fork just in case. I'm just looking to make sure that I'm recording because I'm recording on a different device today. What did I just do with my straw? Oh well, guys, I'll just drink it this way. I'm drinking 7-Up. Well, that hit the spot. And I have some green onion that I'm going to put in here. Isn't that beautiful? Some green onion. And I'm going to be eating some Little Boozies. Little Boozy, they are Little Boozy Louisiana Heat wavy potato chips. They're wrap snacks. I think this is so cool. Look at this. This is Little Boozy here. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm going to eat some chips with it. And let's get to eating here, guys. I know this is not going to work. I got to practice with these things, guys. But, oh, look at this. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. Cheesy. Rainbow color. I'm going to turn it down. This is really good, guys. Oh, that corn really makes it taste delicious. Ooh. The corn. Let me see if I can get a nice thumbs, guys. Let's see. I think this will be a nice one. What do you think, huh? I think it will be. Guys, it's good. It's so good, guys. It really is. The corn really makes it taste good. The corn, oh. The corn takes it to another level. Don't I always tell you about that other level? You know, there are hardly any things that are new. And all you can do is take things and make them better. Yes. Oh, it's hot. So good. Huh? So, you know, I kind of got right into the video, but, you know, with the cheese and all of that, let me turn it up a little bit again, because I wanted to keep an eye on my cheese, of course, right? Look how beautiful that is. I didn't add any salt, guys. I got enough, I guess, with the cheese, huh? But I didn't add any of the packages. I didn't add any salt or anything. Look at that. Beautiful. And look at the ramen noodles. They are gorgeous. Are they ever, right? And the corn just sets this off. I'm telling you. Turn it back down again. Only because I'm eating it off of here, but it's keeping it nice and warm. Mmm. Mmm. I'm telling you, that mayonnaise. That mayonnaise, I like that so much better than, oh, this corn is delicious, guys. You gotta try this. I know I say that on everything, but it's really, really good. Mmm. Oh. Look at my little vest, guys. It's got the Flintstones on it. Sometimes I read stories to children, you know, little story times. Whenever I do that, I wear my Flintstone jacket, my little Flintstone vest. And a lot of the kids, because the ages are usually like 3, 4, 5, they don't really understand. They don't know who he is, but they could see that it's little cartoon characters, and they kind of like it. So I wear it for them. Oh, that's too hot. I'll burn myself, right? And that made me think about something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. You know, it's Black History Month, and it's almost over. So I thought I'd share a story with you because I lived through several historical events, and up close and personal. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, I heard about it or whatever, but I actually lived through it very close and personal. You know, Dr. Martin Luther King. Oh, let's try these before I start talking. I'm going to try them and see how they taste. I've had some of their other chips, and oh, look at that. It's really nice, ruffled. Let's see how it tastes. And you'll have to give my honest opinion. Oh, they were only $1. Oh, they're, okay, Louise, you know what? I was expecting barbecue. So I had my mind made up that I didn't like them. But they're Louisiana Heat wavy potato chips. So that's Louisiana Heat. So they're pretty tasty. It's a different taste that I'm not used to. When I see something like this, I'm expecting it to be a barbecue chip. It's not a barbecue chip, but it's very tasty. Nice. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh. Very tasty. You get quite a bit for $1. Let me show you. Quite a bit for $1. Oh, my babies. Let me add a few more noodles in here, because you know what I realized? I didn't even offer you guys any, did I? I have plenty. Look at that. Oranges. Look at the colors all blended and mixed together. So pretty. Let's add a few more noodles on here. Trying to get it out with these. Okay, let's just roll it out this way, because Granny is not too good with the chopsticks, darling. So, okay, so we were talking about Black History Month and the fact that, turn it down, the fact that I did live through some historical times. In 1968, Martin Luther King was assassinated, and I think we all kind of, have an idea about Martin Luther King. He was a very popular and prominent civil rights. This is so good. Man. Look at all the colors in here. Looks crazy, but it's delicious. Oh, hot. Good. It's really good. I promise you guys, you try this. You are going to love it. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you about though is in 1968, Martin Luther King, who was very prominent, was assassinated. I lived through it. In 1968, I was 20 years old. My first job, is it recording? I think it is. So I'm going to try to speed through the story because I don't know how long it's going to record. I had my first job. Oh my goodness, this is just amazing. Look at that. We're babies. Got some corn, you got some cheese. Look at that. Had my first job, and he was, I wrote some notes. Martin Luther King was assassinated in, I think it was April of 1968. And I'll never forget that day because I lived in Chicago, on the west side of Chicago, in the area that the riots occurred. I lived right in the neighborhood. I worked in the neighborhood. I remember my husband had to come and get me from work because the buildings were all burning all around us. Buildings, apartments, businesses. It was a great riot after his assassination. And my husband came, he walked to where he had to go quite a few blocks, maybe about 5, 6, 7 blocks to pick me up from where I worked and to bring me back home and to keep me safe walking through the, down the street and seeing buildings being torched. Buildings being set afire and people rioting and looting, and it was a very scary sight because my entire neighborhood that I knew that I had been raised in was going up in flames, going up in smoke. And it was just really, really horrible. I remember that night we were on not citizen's arrest, but they brought the National Guards out and we could not come out of our apartments at the time. My husband and I, we only had one room and a big brownstone. We had one room, and we shared the bathroom with whoever else lived. It was in a basement of this brownstone, and we shared the bathroom with whoever else lived there. That's what we had at the time. But we could not come out, and I remember thinking that I knew that my life would be forever changed that day. It was a second loss of innocence for me. The first loss of innocence was in '63 when Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated. And Robert F. Kennedy was a president that was very much into, helping poor blacks. And he was assassinated, and it was devastating for a lot of black people. And then Martin Luther King, he became very civil rights and prominent in '68, and then he was assassinated. And this was all during my youth. I was 15 when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. And then I was 20, had my first child when Martin Luther King was assassinated. And the world was just in a turmoil for me. It was scary. It was frightening. I saw buildings that family lived in just burned to the ground. Vibrant businesses, a west side of Chicago that was happening. It was happening. Madison Street, there were businesses and lights, and it was just an amazing place to live and to be. It was considered the ghetto, but to me it was not the ghetto, it was home. It was, all the things that as a child you grow up and you love it. You don't know that you're in the ghetto. You don't associate where you live with being in the ghetto. And I certainly did not. I got to heat this up again. I certainly did not associate it with, and when that happened, it was terrible. It was, Martin Luther King did so many things, and he was bringing the country together, and he was just snatched away from us, like just gone overnight. And that was in April or something like that. And then a couple of months later, Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's brother, was assassinated, and he was a front runner for in 1968 to become president of the United States. He had just beaten Eugene McCarthy, and he was going to be the Democrat nominee, and he was assassinated. So I lived through Robert Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and then on the west side, the area that I was in, we had, the Black Panthers, and to us in the neighborhood, the Black Panthers, they fed us. They fed breakfast to the children, Mark Hamill, I believe that's his name, Mark Hamill, he was assassinated or murdered in his home right in my neighborhood. I saw all of those things, and I saw those things after coming and moving to Chicago for a better life after leaving the South because of all the turmoil in the South. And then I go up north, and then all of this happens, and my neighborhood burns up around me. And I just, wanted to speak on that because it is Black History Month, and that was 48 years ago. And when I look back now and I think about it, you know, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things in my life I benefited from because of, you know, different laws that were passed. But yes, I did as a child have to walk through town 2.5 miles from school and being thirsty as could be, and the water fountain, could not drink from the white water fountain. And I experienced that. And it leaves a mark on you that the children nowadays don't know. They don't, some of them don't care to know, but if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And it seems that we have repeated our history several times. So I just want to share that with you guys. Yeah. When I think about what I've gone through and what I've lived through, it's been a lot. It's been amazing. And it has indeed shaped me into who I am today. Guys, I promise you, if you make this at home for your kids, they will eat every bite of it. I promise you. It's delicious. So, I promise you, with the corn, have to put the corn in. So guys, I forgot I had some olives I was going to snack on. I was going to actually put some in there. They're so good. Just regular olives. I love them. I knew that I was going to snack on olives and I was going to put the mayonnaise in there, so I didn't put any seasoning at all, no salt. So guys, listen. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of fun over here in Karma Land. We are indeed here in Karma Land, and we have a lot of fun. So join our family. Turn it down again. Join our family. Stick around. Hope you enjoyed this meal with me, babies. You know, GrannyKarma enjoyed it with you, as I always do. Remember, what do we always say? What is our motto? Our motto is, I want to get some more of this corn. It's so good, I tell you. It's almost like, well, it is fried corn. Oh man, look at that. It's so good. Delicious. Our motto is, how others treat you is their karma. How you respond is your karma. So babies, usually on that note, I'm out. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun making it. And I promise you, I'm going to be, whenever I make my ramen noodles from now on, I will more than likely put some corn in there because it takes it over the top. So babies, on that note, I love you and I'm out of here. Bye-bye, babies.